All right, today we're here in South Mississippi at the Fountainbleau Trail. It is a 1.5 mile loop trail. That has about a 50-foot elevation change. Very easy to moderate trail. This is my first time being here, and it's located in Ocean Springs, Mississippi, right here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast, just south of Highway 90. Very conveniently located. Now, this is a free trail to use. Like I said, never been here before, and a little nature trail. Figured get a little miles on the shoes today, so see what we can get into out here. Now, one thing I found interesting, the first Saturday of every month, the Jackson County Recreation Department has a naturist, I believe is what it's called, comes out here and leads people on a hike and kind of learn some things about the area and what you're looking at and stuff like that. So yeah, let's see what we can find out here, and y'all come along with me. So about 100 yards or so into the trail, splits off here, the green to the left and red to the right. And if I'm not mistaken, they're at the little check-in station. They said the red trail is the only one open right now, so I'm gonna go by their suggestions, and let's take a right here and head down the red trail. So looking back at the trailhead, I saw the sign again and read it again, and it said the red trail is now open. Previously it was closed, and you can actually use both trails. So disregard anything I say about the green trail being closed from here on out. Lots of pine trees out here. Decent amount of shade, and the trail seems pretty level. And a couple little roots and stuff, as you can see. But yeah, not so bad right now. It's about 75 degrees. First or second weekend in March. About 80-something% humidity. Got a little rain coming in this afternoon, so try to get this hike done before it gets rained on. Yeah, another one of these little small hidden gems of South Mississippi. I've been past this trail many a time, but if you're not paying attention, you'll drive right past it. It's on a fairly busy road, but has easy access into it. There's a little parking lot, gravel parking lot, and turning lane so you can get off the major road there. So yeah, not too bad right now. The sun's beating down on us right now. Not a whole lot of shade, but I'll deal with it. Now this area is in the National Crane Refuge, Sandhill Crane Refuge, and they got little signs here that kind of tell you more about what the Sandhill crane is and why they want to be protected in this area. It's kind of interesting. In South Mississippi, they're a heavily protected animal, but I've heard you go over to Texas and you can actually hunt them, so it's kind of weird. You can hunt them literally 2 states away, but not in this state because they're protected. So anyways, I digress. Onto this bridge here. And a little ways into the trail here, kind of go out into this open area, and you lose all your shade. And what this actually is, let's see if I can zoom in. But out that way is an airport. So this is kind of like a little small airport. This is like a I don't know how you say, worst case scenario, plane doesn't make it off the ground very easily, or anyway, it's kind of like a crash zone, I guess you'd say. So a little warm out here, but nothing too bad. The trail is a little more bumpy, I guess you'd say, with all the roots and stuff on it. No pine straw to cushion it, just bare dirt. But it's very well marked, and these bridges seem to be very well maintained. So I just came across another hiker, walker. Young lady was walking her boxer, kind of a younger boxer dog. If you know boxers, they're pretty rambunctious, and once I saw she had a dog, I stopped so she could see me, and kind of go from there, because the owner knows their dog better than you do. Some dogs ain't friendly, and most of them, if they're out here on the trail, they're going to be friendly. But kind of a piece of advice: if you come across somebody walking a dog, stop and let them tell you what kind of what to do. And she's got her dog, sat to the side. He sat down, and she said, "Okay, come on by. He's okay," that sort of thing. So just be wary of other people and animals out here. But kind of getting away from that clearing area, going back into the pines. A little bit more shade. Kind of a partly cloudy day, so it's kind of working my advantage. Nice breeze, probably 10-15 mile an hour here sometimes. So far I kind of like this trail. It's not a whole lot to see. Maybe the green loop. I know the green loop goes around by the Davis Bayou. It's like a swampy area. Has some lookout, piers and stuff to see birds and stuff like that. I'm gonna look in to see when's that's gonna open back up, and I'm gonna get back out here and see that side. Nothing against this side, but it's not a whole lot to see right now. I mean, what you're looking at here is pretty much what I've seen the whole time here. And probably about a third of the way through it. Not taking anything away from it. It's a nice little trail. Good way to spend an hour or two out here. I think the green trail is a little bit over a mile. A little over, a little under, one way or the other. So, if you got small kids or something like that can hoof it all the way out here, go for it. Seems pretty user friendly. Or go until they get tired, turn back around. Alright, so I came to a T in the trail, overlooking this bayou out that way, Davis Bayou. Comes to a sign that says end of trail. And there's a sign here, closed beyond that point. Let's come down here let's go down here to the bayou and see if I can find some wildlife or something. So I went down there at the end of the little trail there by the water, hoping to see some wildlife. I actually did see a sandhill crane fly off. I was getting out my bottle of water, and one time my hands weren't empty, and he popped out and flew across, and I couldn't get a shot of it. So at least they're in here. Thought that was pretty cool. And once you get past that end of trail sign, the little lookout area, the trail seems to get a little bit tighter on you. Also, you start seeing some elevation changes, and some places like this where you got a little mud, a little water. This probably is just overflow of that bayou that we just saw. And just be mindful of the rocks and stuff that you step on. They still could be slippery. And you also want to look out for snakes. Now, water moccasins are always an issue, or not really an issue, but something to be mindful of in this area around water. You also have banded water snakes that look very similar to a water moccasin. If you're not familiar with it, safe thing to say is just leave them alone. You leave them alone, they'll leave you alone. I haven't heard of any rattlesnakes in this area. That don't mean they're not out here, but usually they'll give you a fair warning that they're there. Probably 2/3 of the way done. Just guessing, not really sure. I haven't even checked my GPS or my maps. Enjoying the trip out here. Little observation platform overlooking the bayou here. This is Davis Bayou. It starts out in the middle part of Jackson County and flows into the Gulf of Mexico from that way, heading south that way. And shortly after that observation bridge is the split. Green goes that way, red goes that way, and green goes that way. Well, I'm gonna go this way. Seen some people heading this way, so I know it would take me back to the trailhead. Actually, kind of impressed about the number of people I've seen out here. I've probably seen 5 or 6 groups of people. Single walkers and walking a dog, and groups of people and families out here. Didn't expect to be this much out here. I guess the good weather is drawing them out, and it's seems to be like a nice place. Nice little trail. All right, so I came back here to the split that I did before. I went back that way. I'm gonna head back this way onto the trail, back to where that other split is. I'm gonna go back on the north side of this trail. I guess that's the green side. I'm not exactly sure, but I know it makes one big loop around. We're gonna do that loop. And one thing I've noticed when you're closer to the bayou is where you're susceptible to the elevation changes. I know they're not no drastic Appalachian Trail type elevation changes, but yeah, you seem to notice them closer you get to the water. As this trail kind of spirals up the hill. We got a little overlook patio area you can go sit at. Now, it's much more shaded over here in this area. If you can tell, there's more of a mix of hardwoods and pine trees, whereas on the other side was just a lot of pine trees, not a lot of shade. So, as you can tell here, the trail has a little more maintenance done to it. A little more user-friendly. Got some gravel out here, a little bit wider. A lot more level and less stumps sticking around. So, guessing we're probably getting close to the trailhead again. And just after that little pine tree descriptive board is the split we came to just a little while ago at the beginning of this hike. Come back out here to the split. Well, we went that way earlier. Overall, not a bad trail. It was more populated than I thought it was going to be. A whole lot more people than I thought it was going to be. I probably saw maybe a dozen people out here. Yeah, it really surprised me. A lot of people walking for, you know, just to get out of the house, it looked like, and some walking for their daily walk and fitness and stuff like that. But yeah, I was expecting a little more wildlife. I did see that one sandhill crane, which that was a plus, but oh, there goes the snake. Oh, ribbon snake. Man, let's see if I can find him. Yeah, well, he's in that bush there. I ain't gonna disturb him. The little brown snake. That was pretty cool. He came out from this boardwalk. He got inside that big old clump of leaves and such. I'll let him be. Well, that was funny. I was talking about not seeing wildlife, and old brown snake come right out at me. That's kind of interesting. But anyways, yeah, I guess maybe there might be too many people on this trail to really see a lot of wildlife on it. It's pretty populated, I guess you'd say. Overall, that was probably about a mile and a half, a little over a mile and a half, something like that. But you know, if you're in the South Mississippi area, and very easy trail, very well maintained, you know, head on this way. And that's kind of interesting. Looks like a trail camera. Huh. Well, they got my picture. Anyways, we're back here at the trailhead, and I'm gonna get me a sip of water and head on out. I appreciate y'all watching, and we'll see you next time.